Welcome to Pilates, everyone. I appreciate you showing up for yourselves this Wednesday afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kourtney Bassett. I'll be with you for the next 45 minutes as we move through our mat Pilates class. Keep in mind that you do not need a mat for this class. You could do this on any sort of carpeted surface, perhaps a blanket or a towel, anything that's going to give you a little bit of cushion under those joints, specifically our knees. Would be really great. You can always roll that towel or blanket up for some added cushion for your knees or even your spine as we move today. I won't be playing any music, so feel free. If you're muting yourselves, then you can play your own music in the background, something that is relaxing or energizing for you as you move today. As long as you're able to hear my cueing very well, then we should be good to go. And let me just very quickly get Melanie checked in. Hello, hello. I was just sharing with everyone that all you need is a mat, blanket, or a towel, some sort of cushioned surface under your body. So I hope you have that. And we get 45 minutes to move together. We'll get started. We're starting today in a quadruped position. So as we take it over onto those knees, the knees will come under our hips. We can let our toes tuck under. That way we stretch through the bottom of the foot. And our arms come right under the shoulders. From here, we have a long neutral spine. And instead of moving right into cat and cow, we're starting with our pelvic tilts. So notice how I just dropped my pelvis down or forward. And then we scoop through the pelvis and pull the belly button towards the spine. So again, we're just starting with the pelvis, working on that lumbopelvic mobility. Reach the sits bones back and then curl them under. As we do this, the core is engaged. We're using our breath to move. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Noticing any tension through our head, our neck, our shoulders. Notice how fluid-like or rigid your pelvic mobility feels right now. We can come back at the end of class and see if this has become a bit more mobile. It's a good little assessment we can do. So one more time, drop the pelvis down and then curl the sits bones under. From here, press the floor away, let the spine round towards the ceiling. And then we press the belly through, moving into a full cat and cow with full spinal articulation. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth as we press the floor away. The belly button pulls towards the spine. And dropping the belly through, our eye gaze looks towards the baseboards in front of us. Inhale. And exhale a few more times, letting that spine mobilize here. And then finding a nice neutral spinal position. We'll take the right arm forward and the left leg back. Good, the belly gets stronger as we prepare to lift that back left leg. As we move into this spinal balance or spinal opposition, the belly stabilizes, our breathing becomes more simple and engaged, and release. Left arm reaches out in front of us. Left leg extends back. As we prepare, lift that right leg up and continue to reach in opposition. Belly stays strong. 3, 2, and 1. Let's start to make that a bit more fluid-like. So opposite arm, opposite leg reach. Reconnect with the mat. And then reach with the other side. So right arm, left leg, and then left arm, right leg. All while we do this, our eye gaze is looking down at the floor, at the fingertips. Last one here. As we release, take the knees wide on the mat, toes come together, the hips shift back, and we'll reach those arms forward, allowing the chest to drop through. As our eyes look towards the floor here, we sink into a simple stretch. Finding a belly breath, allowing the belly to fill up with air. And exhale, release. As that right hand comes through, we get a little back and shoulder stretch. So the right arm is just threaded through that slight window that the left arm created. Palm is facing the ceiling, our eye gaze looks towards the fingers. We could even wiggle those fingers for a bit more mobility. And then we'll switch over to the other side. The left hand threads between the floor and that top arm. Again, palms are facing the ceiling. From here, we take an inhale, exhale, come back to that rest pose. Rolling the spine up, back into quadruped we go. Toes tuck under. From here, we shift the body forward and then shift it back. Good, so we're shifting those shoulders over towards the fingertips and then pressing back for stretch through the bottom of the foot. 2 more times. And last one. From here, we press some energy into the hands and feet. The knees lift, the hips reach for the ceiling, starting by focusing on a calf stretch. So we can start to alternate, bending through the knees. So today you're noticing that we're working through our mobility first as we warm up the body with mobile stretching, and then we'll move into our typical Pilates repertoire as soon as we're nice and warmed up. From here, heels press towards the floor, reach the sits bones towards the ceiling. Feel those hamstrings elongate. Inhale through the nose, exhale, float the right foot towards the ceiling for 3-legged dog. The belly pulls in nice and strong. As you release, that right foot comes out towards our right hand, finding runner's lunge. That's a big swift movement early in class, so take your time to get there. Our goal here is to open up through those hips before we move into our leg circles today. If we'd like, we can always drop that back knee towards the floor, finding even more of a stretch here for that hip flexor. From here, we lift our hips up into a nice lunge position, kneeling lunge. Reach the arms overhead, curl the pelvis under, feel the glute engage, and notice the difference in how this feels. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Press those hands back down, framing that front foot. We lift the back left knee, sweep the right foot back into down dog. Beautiful. From there, we float the left leg up towards the ceiling. As that left leg reaches into 3-legged dog, we feel an even deeper stretch on that right side. Inhale through the nose, exhale, float that right foot forward into a deep runner's lunge. On the left side, again, opening up on the hip, drop the knee down if that feels right for us today. A few deep breaths here, finding control with our breath and in our movement. We'll gently walk ourselves back, stacking the shoulders over the hip. From there, we curl the pelvis under, reach the arms overhead, elongating through the spine, allowing ourselves to open up through that hip flexor. Take a deep inhale through the nose. As you exhale, reach the arms forward, frame the front foot back into that anterior stretch where the knee lifts into a runner's lunge, and we'll press back into down dog. Beautiful. From here, we shift the shoulders forward, finding a plank. Hands are under the shoulders, belly stays strong, hips are lifted, and our eyes look out in front of those fingertips. We hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come down. We press our hips back towards our heels and release into a rest pose. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. We'll gently roll the spine up. And as we stack the spine, we'll roll the shoulders back, lifting up into a kneeling position. So we have kneeling thigh stretch here. It's a great Pilates exercise that I'll actually adjust my camera for because we haven't done this one in a while. So we're on those knees. Remember, with your blanket, towel, or mat, you can always fold your mat over, placing your knees on top of it for some added cushion. Belly pulls in, hands slide forward. We shift the shoulders back over the heels. Your quads are really going to turn on here, and we lift back up. Inhale through the nose, exhale, slide the shoulders back. Take note of how your knees feel. If we need to go not quite as far back, that's something you get to assess for yourselves and do what's right for your body today. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, release. We'll do 2 more. And last one, holding it here. If you like where you're at, I encourage you to stay. Otherwise, we reach that left arm overhead. It cartwheels back for the back foot, and we open up an even deeper stretch for both the side body as well as through those hips. Inhale through the nose, exhale, lifting back up. Hands come forward, reach the shoulder blades back. This time the right arm reaches overhead. Nice cartwheeling motion as we reach our hand for that foot. Hips press forward, breathe in, exhale, lift, and release. Fantastic. Hand, spine, quadruped again. Once we're back in quadruped, tuck the toes under, shift the hips back, breathe into your lungs. Fantastic. We can walk those hands a little bit closer to our knees as we move through some I'm wanting to say lumbar, and it is not lumbar mobility. It's going to be thoracic mobility, so more upper back mobility here. We'll take our left hand to the base of our skull. From there, the left hand comes across towards those fingers as we rotate to one side of the room, and then we open up to the side of the room. Yes, so we reach across, big expansive stretch through that side body, and then lift up. Let's do that 2 more times. We'll do 4 on each side. Let your eye gaze follow your elbow. Good. And release. As that left hand meets the ground, the right hand floats to the base of the skull. The right arm comes across, reaching for the fingertips, and then opens up to the side of the room. We may notice some differences from one side to the other. Things to be mindful of. 2 more. And last one. Release. As that hand comes down, we'll sweep our feet over to the side. Legs come out in front of us into a kneeling or a bent knee position. Spine comes up tall, shoulders roll back and down the spine. Take an inhale through the nose, exhale, roll down towards the mat, 1 bone at a time. Now that we're nice and mobile and warmed up, we move right into that Pilates repertoire. Hands over the chest. Inhale, exhale, lift head and shoulder blades off of the mat. Begin to move through your hundreds, pumping those arms in a nice vigorous manner, as if you were dribbling a basketball next to your hips. Inhale for a count of 5. Exhale for a count of 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Options to stack the knees into a tabletop position, or perhaps send the toes out to 45 degrees. You get to choose what suits you today. When we inhale quickly and exhale quickly, 2 more rounds. And release. Legs come down to the mat. Arms reach overhead. As they do that, extend the legs all the way across the mat. From there, we peel our spine off of the floor, bone by bone by bone, lifting up, folding over, reach for the toes, and then come back down as we work through those roll-ups. Inhale. And exhale, reach. Inhale through the nose, exhaling and roll down. Good. On this last one, we'll roll all the way back to the mat, setting up for leg circles, hands by our sides, floating the right foot to 45 degrees. Start with your small dinner plate size circle. We have 4 more in this direction. And last one, reverse it. Opposite direction, reaching that toe long. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knee into the chest for a brief stretch. From there, we flex the foot, extend the leg towards the ceiling, and sweep around for 4 large beach ball size circles. 3, 2, and 1. Reverse it opposite direction, taking that leg out, around, and up. And last one, release. Bending that knee into the belly. We'll give ourselves an opportunity here to stretch through the inner thigh. So folding or reaching that right knee outside of the body. As the leg comes back to center, we extend it across the mat. Hands are back down on the mat. Left leg floats to 45 degrees. And we have 6 small, quick, and brisk circles in this direction. 2, and 1. Reverse it, opposite direction here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. The knee pulls into the chest, lifts the foot. As you extend towards the ceiling, the leg comes across and around to that large beach ball size circle. 3, 2, and 1. Reverse it. More in this direction. Last one. As that leg comes in, slide the knee outside of the body. Take a breather. Bringing that leg back to center. We'll bring both knees into the chest and rock from side to side. Awesome. From here, we'll take the feet down towards the floor. Right ankle crosses over that left knee. We found a figure 4 stretch. As the hands come out to a figure T, gently drop that right foot down to the ground for a nice rotational stretch. And switch to the other side. That knee is now what drops and connects with the floor below. Last time, dropping the foot to the floor. And then slowly all the way to the right. As we come back to center, right foot meets the floor, left ankle crosses over that right knee. We do the same thing here, 3 times in each direction. The left foot presses towards the floor. We can keep our eye gaze looking in the opposite direction. Both shoulders stay on the mat. And then we switch, dropping the knee all the way over. Now looking in the other direction. 2 more on each side, up and over. Being mindful of our breath in this final few moments to stretch and open through the side body and through the hips. The left foot presses down towards the floor. And then the left knee drops to the floor. Coming back up and into our Pilates 5 ab series. Starting with that left knee at the belly, hands find the shin bone, head and shoulder blades elevate while the right leg extends out in front of us. We extend and switch. It's quick, it's brisk. We're using our breath to help us find precision in that movement. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Elbows stay wide. Last one on each side. Knees fold into the belly. Inhale. Hands and feet out for double leg stretch. And then pull in. Inhaling, we reach. Exhale, sweep it in. Draw that belly button towards the spine. Keep your control for 2. And last one, we reach up. Pull in. Toes to the ceiling. Hands to that calf muscle of that right leg. While the left leg lowers, we switch. 4 scissors. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale and exhale one more time. Both feet come together. Hands sweep behind the base of the skull. Bend the knees into a tabletop position. From here, the left foot reaches out while maintaining a 90-degree angle at the knee. Then we take it to the right side for toe taps. Good. Hinging at the hip. Extending that leg out as you tap the toes down. And then sweep it back together. One more on either side. And release. Both feet come down to the mat. From here, opposite shoulder, opposite knee. Right shoulder to left knee, and down. Left shoulder to right knee. Coming across, working into our obliques. And you lift your shoulder blades off of the mat every time you twist. Last one here. As we bring it down, hands come down by our sides, feet press into the mat, and we lift into a bridge. Good. As we find that glute bridge, create space through the spine. As well as space between the chin and the chest. All 10 toes are connected with the floor below, as are the heels. Three more. 2. And last one, we hold those hips lifted, moving into bridge marching. We press the weight into the right foot, left knee stacks over the hip. We come down with the left leg, rebalance, and then lift the right leg. Let's do 3 more on either side, alternating at your own pace. Left knee stacks over the hip, and then right knee. One more time. Inhale. And release. Good. The hips come back down. We'll walk those feet wide on the mat. Giving ourselves an opportunity to once again find some rotation, swaying those knees from side to side. Inhale through the nose. Exhaling, we lift up into an L sit. So from our L sit, We're upright for the first time in a while, so get your bearings. Shoulders reach back and down, arms float forward, and we start with spine stretch forward. Roll that forehead down towards your knees, bone by bone by bone, through the spine and belly button back. Stacking it back up one vertebra at a time. Inhale. Exhale, roll down, pull the belly button back. And stack the spine. The movement starts from the crown of the head. We roll down with spinal articulation. And then lift back up. And then reverse again. Two more. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. And lift. Release. Hands come out to our sides. Or saw, meaning our feet walk a little bit further apart on the mat. We'll rotate to one side of the room, roll down, reach for that pinky toe, lift up, rotate in the opposite direction, roll down and reach. Go ahead, continuing your movement, alternating, and roll down, reach. Stack it up, rotate, roll down, reach for that pinky toe. You can add a little pulse if that feels right for you. And this will be our last one here. As we come up, hands come down, we'll float onto our side for sideline work. Good. All right, so our sideline work today, we're going to work to be upright on that elbow. So this is a great option to give us an opportunity for more shoulder stability and really some awareness of our core strength here. So our spine is still aligned with the back of the mat. Our feet are forward at the front corner of the mat. So you have that slight angle in the body. Meet me here, top leg lifting and lowering. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Top leg lifts and we pulse that foot towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. Point the toe and circle that leg, brushing the inner thighs together. Your rib cage is still lifted. We're lifting up and out of the shoulder. Reverse the direction of those leg circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And sweep the leg forward and back. Kick forward. Kick back. Opening up through the hip, your torso is really going to have to do some work here to keep the shoulders and the hips stacked. Last time, kick forward, kick back. As that leg reaches back, you reach your arm forward and then pull into the side. Good, so we reach in opposition, the back leg reaches behind us, the arm reaches forward, and then we pull that elbow to the knee without, I did it, I caught myself, without collapsing into the shoulder, yes? So we reach and pull. 3, 2, and 1. Pull in and come down. Top leg reaches forward. We'll do a little myofascial release. With that knee lifted, lift and lower the bottom leg. If it feels better to come down onto that side body here for adductor work, absolutely that is an option. Good, 1 more. As we lift that leg up, pulse it towards the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the toe and circle the foot forward. Imagine tracing around the outside of the quarter and reverse it. 3, 2, 1. Release. Fantastic. From here, we'll bend the knees forward while the feet stay back, opening up into a clamshell. Good, working through that external hip mobility for 4, 3, 2, And last one, bring the knees together, keep them there, and lift the top ankle. As we lift that top ankle, notice when you're working into internal hip mobility now. 3, 2, and 1. Release, pressing up and away. Hand comes under the shoulder, lift the hips, and hold. Hold, 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 belly is strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. As you come up, fold over into a side body stretch. Releasing, we flip the legs around or switch to the other side, however you feel appropriate. We continue our sideline work on the other side. All right, so shoulder is right above the elbow. Spine is aligned with the back side of the mat, but the feet are forward. Top leg starts to lift and lower. Join me when you're ready. That rib cage is lifted. Our shoulder is stable. Our spine is still in alignment here. So you've got space between your ear and your shoulders on each side. Last one, hold the leg lifted, pulse it towards the ceiling. 3, 2, and 1. Point the toe and circle that leg back, brushing those inner thighs together. And reverse it, stay lifted out of that shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. As that leg lifts, we kick it forward and kick back. Use that top arm to help you stabilize if need be. And our torso is still engaged here. For 3, 2, last one, that leg kicks back. The opposite top arm reaches forward as we reach in opposition and then pull to center. As we do that, can you stay lifted out of the shoulder? And reach in opposition, top foot reaches back, top arm reaches forward. Good. Stay here. Move that elbow to the knee, obliques engage. You reach and pull. 3, 1. And last one, bringing it down. This top leg comes forward for that myofascial release. Option to lay it down on the mat. Bottom leg lifts and lowers. And rib cage is lifted. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse that top, bottom foot towards the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point toe. Circle the legs forward. And reverse it. Circling that leg back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Bend the knees. Stack the hips, the knees, and the ankles. Lifting that top knee, pressing it back into clamshells for external hip mobility and strengthening. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees come together, lift the ankle, and move into internal hip mobility. Good. As you lift that ankle towards the ceiling, feel the hip internally rotate 1 more time. And release, lifting up onto that elbow. We find our side plank, lifting the legs, the hips in 3, 2, 1, hold. Get stable, get strong, breathe. Spine is in alignment. Hold it here. We're almost there. 5, 2, and 1. Bring it down, hand to the ankle, floating over for that side body stretch. And release. Cartwheel those arms over. From here, instead of going all the way into quadruped, we release down towards the mat. Hands under the shoulders. From there, we actively press the floor away, lifting the chest, uncoiling the spine. Inhale through the nose and exhale, release. Here we keep all of the weight in the arms for this McKenzie stretch or swan. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, release. 2 more. And down. Hands come one on top of the other. From here, we move into some leg lifts. So both feet lifting off of the mat. For 3, 2, and 1. Hold those legs lifted. Click the heels together for beats. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Hands back into the shoulders. Shift the hips back into rest pose. Breathe. As we lift back up into quadruped for the final time today, tuck your toes under and work through that pelvic, lumbopelvic mobility. So the sits bones reach back while the belly drops through, and then curl the pelvis under. Go ahead, take note of how this feels. Does it feel more fluidified than if you're doing a class? My hope is yes, but only you can answer that question. From here, press the floor away as you round the spine up. Press the knees all the way into down dog. Alternate knee bends. Once again, we'll float that right foot towards the ceiling. And as we bring it through this time, it's right knee to right hand, finding pigeon. So we can come forward to those elbows for a nice deep stretch through that outer thigh and glute. Inhale through the nose, exhale, press up, toes tuck under, you lift, and release the left leg this time. That left knee then comes across towards that left hand, sleeping into pigeon on this side. Hands press back up. From here, we'll bring the back leg around into a nice seated position. So everyone join me in your favorite seated position, that can crisscross or legs extended. And we'll start by rolling the shoulders back and down the spine. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, rotate towards one side of the room. And then over to the other. Inhale in. Exhale low. One more time. And as we inhale, come back to center, reaching and pressing the thumbs back for chest expansion. And then reaching the fingertips forward, rounding through the shoulders. As those hands come to center, let your right ear drop towards your right shoulder. You'll stretch through the scalene muscles in the neck, and then switch to the other side. And lift back up, roll the shoulders up. Big inhale. Fantastic work today. I hope you guys enjoyed your movement. I enjoyed having you. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope to see you again next Wednesday. We only have a few more weeks of our summer Pilates, so please come join us, and I hope to see you next time. Y'all take care.